Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Tim Petey, and welcome back to the TNT Podcast, episode 101. I'm trying to think of something that has 101 in it.
This is your intro to the rest of the
well.
series.
Yeah.
No, that was stupid.
Starting over, season 2. Starting over in a new world.
In another world with my podcast.
A whole new world.
Speaking of beginning a whole new world of the podcast, this is the TNT Podcast, like I said, which means we have a cast of characters here, including, on my right,
Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
and on my left.
Oh, just Tyler.
And-
I don't know why. We've been doing this 101 times. I fuck it up.
And across from me,
The amazing AIDS, the permanent forever guest.
the forever guest, yes. We got a bunch of news today. No topic because we actually have we went from like no news to this happened. A lot of stuff happened today actually.
Smaller things on here.
Plus a bunch of stuff that actually came out like today or forgot last time.
A majority of this came out today. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
But so did this come out today? Because we have the classics returning, but we're gonna swap out the order for the next 100. So
Yeah, we'll rotate them around. So we'll begin with Overdank, which none of us are really playing, but I thought this was pretty interesting.
Nope.
So Overwatch had a couple updates this week. The first one is they're doing a Mardi Gras mini event where you can just win 9 games this week, get a skin. But the important thing that Jeff Kaplan talked about during his last dev update was that they were introducing a way to let players test out new game modes before they make them permanent. And more importantly, they had set up a way that allows the PS4 versions to get them the same time PC does without having to like go through Sony for certifications. So now going forward, I think the PS4 version is now going to be like released at the same pace that stuff like the PTR will be for PC. And part of this includes temporary game modes that they're just testing out the long-term viability of. One of the like joke ones they put up was triple damage, because everyone talks about that Overwatch is a high time to kill game. Like in Counter-Strike, you hit someone twice, they're dead. In Overwatch, you can sit there soaking damage because tanks and healers are things. So triple damage is one of the game modes they're trying out to see if the game makes more sense where just your life's in danger more often. And then the one they're evaluating is undoing the 2-2-2 split, forcing 1-3-2, and I think it's 1 tank, 3 DPS, 2 healers.
weird.
It's very unusual. A lot of people are just not happy about being forced to play 2 tank because it creates the like this very bunker meta where shields were super big. And right now DPS are super underrepresented because the fact that just everyone's blocking every shot and healing through shit, and just it feels like the DPS character team can't keep up in terms of what they actually dish out, and it's all just too ult focused. So one of the ideas was, just don't have tanks in the game, which seems really counterintuitive. But that's why they're testing this out, not just pushing it into Overwatch League like they did 2-2-2. But that was it for the Overwatch now. So nothing too big. People are speculating another character will come out before Overwatch 2, but I highly doubt it.
At this late, I don't think so.
That 1-3-2 split is kind of wild.
I
feel like that invalidates a lot of tanks, actually. I feel like if you're not playing Rhine, then what are you doing?
So we've kind of gotten to the point where like they nerfed shields a little while ago, and right now it's not quite as ubiquitous as it used to be. Like it used to be you wanted to run double shield. You had to be like Orisa and Sigma, or but now we've gotten to the points where shields can kind of get melted. So people with active defenses like Zarya are super nice because they can just tank and also be a DPS essentially.
Oh yeah, and like Diva's.
Yeah, but Diva's block has still been like, it's a fundamentally broken mechanics. They won't let her have the old version back, but
yeah, that's fair. They've been doing a lot of stuff with Overwatch. I want to get back into it eventually, but like it just seems like they're making a lot of counterintuitive changes to the game.
They're experimenting. They're aware that they have a fun game, but they're definitely like leaking players, and they need to do something to get people excited to play. Like I'm not gonna lie, it just feels like content doesn't like characters and maps don't release fast enough. Like I jump in and I feel like it's the same 6 characters I've been playing since 3 years ago on the same like 5 maps, because not all the maps added to the game are always in rotation anymore for some reason.
Yeah,
so it feels like, I don't want to say it feels bad because it's the same game, because I still voluntarily log in a Counter-Strike to play on Dust too, but like it feels just too samey in Overwatch. Like they need to change it up somehow.
Is it crazy to think that maybe some of this is like, I don't want to call it beta testing, but like them trying to just say, let's just figure out, like just throw everything at the wall and then use it to craft Overwatch 2?
Not really, because like Overwatch 2 is still gonna be the same game, but it's gonna have the PvE mode.
Right, but I feel like what if the launch of Overwatch 2 is when they figured all this stuff out? Because then how many people are going to come back into Overwatch when 2 comes out?
I mean, a lot. I mean, it's probably what they're doing here. That's why they announced this before Overwatch 2 is try out features that are kind of...
Yeah, I feel like if they're in a low point, like, let's just fuck around, and we know we're going to have another big spike again, so let's try to nail this shit down before we really need it to be good and keep players again.
I don't know.
That's it.
Hold on, wait a second.
So
maybe it's not actually triple damage, and triple damage is the name they're using to refer to 1-3-2, where it's 3 DPS in a team. Maybe that's what that refers to.
What did we say? Like, Freeman, you're not getting Overwatch 2, are you?
I am.
Because I think I am regardless.
I mean, I still like playing Overwatch during like events. Like, I'll jump in, and I still have fun with it. I just don't like playing it every day anymore.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I still like the game a lot, and I also feel like I didn't give them enough.
I mean, honestly, I do want to play through the PvE stuff. Like, I have fun with that. I love doing it during the normal events. Like, playing Junkenstein Endless is amazing, and I'm hoping they have more of that stuff in Overwatch too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I learned that Junkenstein Endless is kind of like it's kind of like Tim, like how me and you play I guess in Aiden 2, how we play like Rainbow Six T-Hunt.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just turn my brain off and I'm just like, yeah.
That's why I love that shit.
Oh no, but if you play in like extreme difficulty, Junkenstein's Revenge is like,
oh yeah, no, you
actually
have to
fucking stress inducing, and I like that.
Yeah, kind of like when you play T-Hunt on Realistic.
There you go.
Yeah, T-Hunt, yeah, it's all the difference.
Even though I don't even have Rainbow Six installed right now, this is true.
Yeah, I do. I gotta play with some more people again. Yeah, I gotta play with Paul. Paul wants to play.
Well, I would have it installed if one of the games I have installed right now wasn't a massive fucking hog.
I mean, Modern Warfare.
Fucking Modern Warfare.
You know, so many of them are like that now, though.
Yeah, well, many of them I'll play a lot more than I do Modern Warfare, like once a week.
True. I mean, I play Modern
Warfare. I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying like when I install Cyberpunk, that's going to be like 5 hours a day every day until I finish it. So.
Oh, for sure. I also don't believe that's going to be 100 gigs.
Life will be meaningless.
Nah.
Okay, we're
CD
getting off.
Projekt knows how to optimize.
Dude, I'm waiting for the day. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna 100% Cyberpunk 2077. I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, now's the time. Go to
Oh my god!
Cast myself from the fucking highest building.
Spirit's just gonna slip from your body.
Oh Jesus Christ, Tyler!
But then I get the notifications. CD Projekt Red confirms Cyberpunk like 2078 or something like that, and I'll be like,
"Oh my god!
God,
you're gonna get sucked back into your body and be like,
oh,
"Oh, okay."
Today.
Not.
Then I gotta fucking shamefully go back home, forget everything I was gonna do, and just wait.
You know what? We can skip this next story. I just don't give a shit about this magic. I just, like, I don't even want to talk about this. This is just, hey, how many products can we print that steal money from people?
Yeah. The only thing they did announce today that has me super concerned is they announced an even crazier box topper for the next set, and I'm getting to the point where, like, all these cards just look fucking ridiculous now. They don't look like Magic cards anymore.
Yeah, there's just so much shit. We need, you know what we need to honestly do, Freeman? We need to sit down and actually do like another
a Magic Cast episode
update cast, because there's so many things like the Jumpstart and the secret layers and everything.
Yeah, we should.
Commander is always a talk, so yeah, we'll save that for another Magic Cast at some point in the near future, maybe around.
Listeners, if you want a separate episode about Magic the Gathering, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Go play Raid Shadow Legends.
First up vote right here.
Oh my god.
That shit out of here.
This is something I'm much more excited to talk about. So I forgot to mention this last time when we were doing admittedly abbreviated news for the 100th episode, but we finally
Tim's whip animation the show. That's literally all you talk about. I don't blame you.
Hey, man, I talk about a lot of parts of that show. It's just that
Do you? You're
that-
just like that whip animation. Is
have I
so
ever
clean."
been like that?
What? Yes.
I
I feel
ever
like you do
talked-
talk about it every
Okay.
time this comes up. But like
I-
you don't you mention it once every time it comes up, which is like
Okay.
maybe once every 4 episodes or so.
I mean, I just think the show's awesome. But Castlevania Season 3 finally got a trailer and release date, and it's coming out the Thursday, not this Thursday, but the Thursday after, March 5th of 2020. Castlevania Season 3 coming to Netflix, and thankfully that is the weekend I'm taking my next trip home to New Jersey, so Val and I can binge that whole shit while I'm in New Jersey.
Damn, I gotta kill Altered Carbon season 3 this weekend. Then, I mean 2, season 2, because it's coming out this
But
weekend.
we're talking about Castlevania, though.
How many episodes are each season of Altered Carbon?
Like 10.
Or apparently we're talking about Altered Carbon.
Yo, man,
Well, we're talking about
I love
Netflix
that
shows
show
now.
That's fair, that's fair.
So much.
I believe you.
I
It
need
is
to
your
make time to
aesthetic.
Just watch stuff.
I also like honestly, Altered Carbon and Castlevania are both 2 of my favorite shows on Netflix.
2 of the only good ones, you mean?
No, BoJack. I think BoJack Horseman's great.
I didn't say the only, I said some of.
Some, yeah. Netflix is. No, I gotta give a shout out to Netflix though. Really, to like, they have been, with all these other streaming services, they've been able to hold their own pretty well.
I
They
feel like
have, especially when all these other services are being backed by like media conglomerates.
Yeah, think
I
it's
feel like a
just-
lot of that is already honestly, as bad as this sounds, like I feel like that's already a lot of it legacy though, like just the fact that they were first. Maybe not the fact that they're still the best.
But like the fact they've come around and they're pushing out all this content.
Sure, but
It's like they didn't make it big because of their content. They made it big just because they had everyone else's shit.
no, that's fair, but now I don't know, I feel like we're getting more to the time where their content has to be good and not all their content is that good. Like some stuff is really good, like Witcher's good, Castlevania's good, Altered Carbon's good, Stranger Things was good.
It was good.
Was good. Oh, actually, that's another news story. Fuck, this could just be Netflix shows. There was also a Stranger Things season 3
I
trailer.
didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
There's not much to it, but it's.
Season 4 trailer, you mean?
Guess what the entire trailer season
Yeah,
4.
season
You know what the
4?
entire trailer was?
Oh, damn it. They confirmed that a character's alive.
They
don't
said
they?
no. The trailer is just Hopper's alive. He's in a Russian work camp. That's
Why
it.
would they
You mean
fucking
that's what-
spoil that?
Because the
I mean,
trailer does it. What are you yelling
No,
at me?
I'm saying
Oh.
no, not you. I'm saying why would they spoil it? That's the big
I
mystery
think-
going into the season.
I think honestly they have to because
Nah, it was confirmed at the end of the show anyway.
it was
at.
hinted. No, I think it was pretty obvious, and I think they don't want people. People now don't have to overanalyze the trailer. They don't have to hide as much in the trailers, or they can hide something else.
Oh, now they can have all scenes involving him.
Well, that, but
Whatever.
also like they're establishing that's not the biggest mystery. Like maybe there is
yeah.
another mystery that's much more important, and they're like, okay, yeah, he's alive. You all knew it. Fuck it, whatever. Like, let's focus on actually what else is happening. And that's all the trailer was. So we don't even know if maybe he just shows up, or maybe it's just his story. Maybe we don't even see like 11 and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I mostly wanted to talk about Castlevania Season 3 trailer because that trailer showed a lot. It showed
Yeah, I should go watch it.
a new character shows up at the castle and hangs out, says hi to Alucard. We see a lot of the vampire war against the humans with the new woman from the end of last season running things. We see the faction being led by the Forge Master that got tossed into the desert by Dracula. His whole war is happening, and then Sypha and Trevor are off on their own doing cool stuff. Tyler, do you know you've played Castlevania, right? I know.
I've only played through like most of Symphony of the Night. That's
Aiden, have
pretty
you
much it.
played Castlevania
Yeah.
games? Do you know what the Grand Cross is?
It's been a long time.
Okay. Because apparently
I
that's
should
something
know
that
and now I
apparent-
feel bad.
apparently it's some super move from the Belmont family that some scenes in the trailer make people think Trevor's going to learn a new move called the Grand Cross, which seems like mega powerful.
It's
Oh,
just a
wait.
secret technique that
Yeah.
only they can use because of their bloodline.
I don't know. The show, like I said, has been real good. 4 episodes, 8 episodes. I would be fine with another perfectly tightly packed 8-episode season. I think that would be perfect for this. I do wonder. One of my other podcasts was kind of talking about where the show maybe goes from here, like wondering if they're going to start branching into other games or if they're going to have this keep being their own story. Or if they're going to be like, hey, time to go play other games. But with other Belmonts, because it seems pretty obvious that Sypha and Trevor are going to be... Sypha's going to be the lady at the head of the current Belmont family. But either way, I don't know. I'm just excited
It's
for this
looking that
show.
way.
I look forward to talking about this season in 2 weeks.
I gotta catch up. I'm behind.
You should. Season 2 is a wild ride.
Yeah, I gotta catch up on a lot of things like ReZero. I gotta make it to episode 18.
Oh boy.
Time to cry.
Time to cry.
Oh,
but speaking of
okay.
happier things,
Time
Yeah.
to
Speaking
die.
of something we talked about a few minutes ago, so here's an interesting story that came out. So apparently Microsoft announced there was a whole batch of Xbox One Series X news where they gave the specs and all this other stuff, and they put out a whole article. But the biggest thing was that everything that's first party that you buy for the Xbox One you will also get on Series X. And then, after this was announced, CD Projekt Red said, hey, Cyberpunk is going to be the same way. Which is super thumbs up awesome. Like,
Because
no
CD
more of this,
Projekt-
you have to rebuy the same game with like, really no changes. Like, that's what happened
Yeah.
a lot from the PS3 to the PS4. I feel like. A lot of, oh, hey, here's the same game again. It's not really changed, but just buy it again.
So I think it was less about like the Sony exclusives didn't make that crossover, but it was a lot of the like other big games of like that year. And I think I wanted to bring this up as like maybe a mini topic, but we're in kind of that weird window where no one wants to purchase anything. Where everyone's like, should I get a PS4 now? And everyone's like, well, hold off, the PS5's coming. So there's this whole group of players who's not buying anything right now.
I mean, that is a great pro-consumer thing that I would support. Yeah, that's a good way to.
Like
that's a good way to look at it.
This definitely stops people from holding off, knowing that like they would risk having to rebuy stuff.
Especially now that Cyberpunk got delayed.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
I mean, we're now at the point where, and I think it's interesting that when you buy the Xbox One version, you get the like Series X version, which I'm not sure how differently it's going to run.
Yeah,
But like one of the big things with like Sony's answer to this is, oh, the PS5 is backwards compatible. So I don't feel bad buying like
I mean,
Persona 5R when it comes out, knowing full well that they're going to re-release it for PS5 at some point.
Xbox, I believe, has said similar things.
That you're getting the Xbox One version on Series X, or you're getting the Series X version of the game.
Like that, I don't know exactly, but like
all
that
of
games
the
will be.
games, the Series X, when the Series X releases, all games that come out on the Series X are also being released on Xbox One.
Yeah, we talked about that a while ago.
I know.
I understand that, but is it the
So it's
exact
like-
same version? Like, I'll bring up an example someone brought up on Reddit was when GTA 5 came out for PS4. Something about it made it so you could backwards compatibility play your old version. But if you did that, you'd be playing the PS3 version of GTA 5 on PS4, which was notably shittier performance.
Yeah.
So my
Oh.
oh, go ahead.
I feel like this is really just gonna be because and this is why I put the whole brackets thing here. Like, what is a console generation anymore? It seems like the Series X is just the Xbox One X V2,
Oh, it definitely
where
is.
it's like it's not like we're actually moving into a new console generation. It's like I feel like they're just gonna start throwing like PC graphic sliders into console games now.
I don't think we're gonna get there for a few more years, but I do think this is the sign of the like service / platformification of game consoles.
Yeah.
Like this is what phones do. You buy a new phone every few years, and the operating system's still the same. Most of your stuff still works, but some of it doesn't. And it's gonna be the same thing with game consoles going forward. I think you're gonna be encouraged to buy a new one every few years. But your games will still work. They just won't look as pretty or things like that. And they're gonna turn into customized by the creator PCs with some exclusives, just like iPhones versus Android.
That's a good way of looking at it. I suppose.
Especially when you look at Game Pass.
Yeah, because it's like if you get the Xbox Series X here, hey, here's all these games, just go at them.
I pay for Game Pass. I'm not going to get a Series X, but if I did get one, I could immediately start playing those games on it.
Yeah, and I mean, Microsoft is pulling a few people into the PC market with that too. One of my coworkers recently just built a PC and was like, "Oh, hey, I have Game Pass. I have like Game Pass Ultimate or whatever, so
Yep.
all of my stuff is also on PC."
Yep.
So I think Microsoft is playing a pretty solid hand with this.
I will happily continue to pay for Game Pass. I've talked about it a lot on here, but I don't see any problem with paying for it going forward. Unless I find myself like going months without playing a game on it, but I could easily just pop on there and be like I talked a while ago about Bloodstained and Darksiders 3.
What's the current monthly cost for? Is it
15
or
for
10?
Ultimate, but it's less for the PC only one.
So I'm guessing as long as you find yourself playing more than one game each quarter, it's in your favor to be doing this.
Or like I was about to say, like Bloodstained and Darksiders 3, as much as it pains me, I don't think I'm going back to either of them, which is really sad for Darksiders 3. But like I would have spent full money or never bought those games, one or the other. And now because I have Game Pass, it was like, okay, I tried them out. I put a couple hours into Darksiders 3 and it didn't work out, and I didn't spend any extra money on it, but I got the full experience.
Yeah, it's not like you hit the demo limit.
Yep.
Buy our game.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. So,
but yeah, with all this stuff, I feel like we're gonna start not seeing console generations as much as we see like console iterations, where it's just like, here's the Series Y. It's a little bit better than the Series X. Like exactly like you were saying with like phones and stuff. And like I feel like CD Projekt Red is probably just the first of many who are going to adopt the same mentality.
Other people are going to announce this too, and when PS5's coming.
Yeah.
Like I know they'll say backwards compatible, but they'll be like, "Oh, it'll be enhanced for the PlayStation 5."
Yeah, I'm curious how Sony's going to do that. Cuz they haven't announced anything like that like Microsoft has, where they said like, "Oh, our exclusives are also still going to be on PS4." So they're Sony is approaching this like it's actually. Did they? Because I missed that if they
I don't know. I thought I remember hearing something like that like a week or two ago, but I might be totally wrong.
My impression of it was Sony is actually approaching this like it's a new console generation, and they're just having backwards compatibility with the new console. Whereas Microsoft seems like they're gonna be much more open with everything.
Microsoft's going to just a single platform, whereas like Nintendo and Sony are still playing the console gen game.
Yeah, and we'll see how this pans out, but right now I think Microsoft is taking the better approach to this.
Not for nothing, I think history has already shown which of those wins. Like, this is the same conversation we had with like Netflix and stuff to some level, or like smartphones. We've already established that this just happens every year with smartphones.
I mean, they had the head of Xbox development come out and say that they don't view Sony and Nintendo as their competitors. They're after Apple and Google.
Yeah.
So they're playing 4D chess with this thing. They're not playing.
I think it's great.
They're not playing the gaming game. They're playing the media ecosystem game.
Real quick, Freeman, on Game Pass's site, they said it says Game Pass for PC beta technically, even though I don't know how it's a beta. You can join it for $1. It's an introductory price of $5 a month, and then I'm guessing at some point it goes up to $10.
Yeah.
So
I'll say it here. I think it's an amazing value, but I straight up do not have enough time to play games to get value
and
out
that's
of it. So
understandable.
But I think if you do have time and there's more than 2 games being added each quarter you want to play, then yes, this is worth its weight in gold.
We mentioned Nintendo a second ago.
So this is funny. So last week we had the Nintendo Animal Crossing Direct, which gave away a lot of details. There's, the game looks like
Isabella
a real.
There?
Yes, Isabella is there. That was the greatest tweet of all time. I love.
And then every shitty news website for gaming was like, the Doom and Animal Crossing communities are coming together to be friends. It's crazy.
They've been together for memes for like 6 months now.
But Freeman, this tweet is the news headline.
I mean, it was fucking hilarious. The worst part is just Nintendo refused to acknowledge it. Because they got to keep their image pristine. Yeah,
we can't be, associated with those dirty heathens.
So anyway, speaking of not being cool, Nintendo, despite advertising that cloud saves are a major feature of that shitty Switch Online you're paying $20 a year for, they refuse to let any of their games use cloud saving. So Breath of the Wild doesn't let you do it. Pokemon does not let you do it. Animal Crossing, the one that people genuinely, legitimately want cloud saving for, you can pull your save off the cloud once,
Excuse me?
and then you're never allowed to do it again.
Yo,
Why?
Nintendo.
I have no
what the
fucking
fuck is
clue.
this aiming?
I don't know what they're I don't know what they're getting at here. Like, is it like we don't want people shortcutting to the end of Animal Crossing? Because my answer to that is
Yo, it's
why? They
same-
already paid for it.
It's
They
the
already
same
paid your
reason
$60. Why do you care what they do
It's the
afterwards?
same reason why they don't allow more than one save on a Pokemon game.
Well, I mean, now that you have multiple accounts on a Switch, you can kind of have multiple saves on a Pokemon game.
Nah, but that's not real
That's
though.
not the point. Yeah.
Yo, every time I hit F5 on fucking Witcher 3, it makes a new save.
Yo, because you know what? Nintendo's low key an evil company. They don't give a shit.
They are. This
They
capital
put up
bullshit
this
from the 80s.
guys
What's
saying, "Oh, look at us. We're a family-friendly company."
Nah,
Fuck you.
No. What's the
be like
line? Like, don't.
No, I am gonna be like that.
Never
Fuck
attribute to malice
Thank
that
you.
which can be adequately ascribed to stupidity.
Aiden, it's like
I
you
think
knew what I was talking about.
That's exactly what. That was the first thing that went through my head. I literally don't think Nintendo knows any better.
Point is, because Animal Crossing supports local co-op and you don't have to go online for it, a lot of people have been emailing Nintendo saying, I have Switch Online because Animal Crossing saves are going to be an important part, and if you're not going to have that, I'm not using Switch Online, and canceling on the spot. Because Animal Crossing doesn't have like online only features. Like everything you do multiplayer, you can do local. So they're when the Japanese give them backlash, they listen, which fucking pisses me off. They don't give a shit about the rest of the world. So they go on the website and they
Curse the
remove the entire
Japanese.
section about the one-time only backup. So it sounds like they might be rolling back the policy, but it's really stupid. Like Nintendo and by extension the Pokemon Company, like they just don't understand how cheap cloud is, and they're just like so afraid to be like, oh, we need to charge them $20 a year. We can't have them using voice chat on our servers. They have to use it on their phones. We can't have this kind of data floating around. $50. It needs to be $50 now. Like they don't understand it, and they're very visibly afraid for absolutely no reason. Like
How does their cloud save work?
I don't know. I don't
Is that
pay for Switch
local-
Online because it's ass.
Yeah, because like if it's locally hosted, then I would be like, that's really stupid. But if they're using a third-party cloud service for shit like that, I kind of feel that.
They're definitely hosting it themselves, which is the reason that they keep shutting down the last console really fast because they don't want to run their own server space.
Alright,
Man,
then they're
but they
stupid.
print money.
Nintendo sucks.
Nintendo
Prints money
they're a
for
shitty
no
80s company.
reason.
Tyler, every
They
say
literally put out the same goddamn games every year, and we all keep buying it, just like WoW.
Alright, yo, fuck you. That was an accident. I forgot to cancel my sub. Why you gotta bring that shit up?
Oh, I completely forgot about that when I said that though. But my
feels
point
bad.
stands firmly now.
Tyler, can I just say every time you say Nintendo, my brain just cuts back to when you just said Nintendo. What the fuck is this aiming?
What the fuck is this aiming? Yo, but
Oh,
for
God.
real, what the fuck
I
is
mean,
this?
it really is. Nintendo is just such a. They make bizarre business decisions a lot of the time, and I really just can't. I don't understand it. Like it's just like, yo, why do you rotate out your old school games? Like, ROMs are a thing. People still download that shit. And like, just sell it on your platform. People will buy it. Like, why are you being assholes?
Yeah,
Because
fuck 'em.
they can get money, and the internet is scary.
I guess, but it's like, yo, if I can't buy like Pokemon Red anymore, I'm just gonna emulate Pokemon Red. I would gladly purchase it, but you won't sell it to me.
You are correct. Why sell it to you when they could sell it to you in 5 years and then do it again in 5 more years?
Yeah.
See, they view demand as something they own. and I find that so unusual. Like,
But we're allowing it to happen.
I mean, clearly we're not, because emulator sites are a thing.
Also true. Man, nah, fuck Nintendo.
Okay,
Still got a Switch, but fuck Nintendo.
Wait, real quick. So, Tyler, you might remember this most of all, but remember for the Witcher show, people were like, "Hey, Mark Hamill, you should play Vesemir."
Yeah.
Apparently, Netflix. A rumor is that Netflix has officially offered him the role of at least the chance to go for Vesemir.
Oh God.
That'd be so cool.
So the true Luke Skywalker.
Yo, the true ending to the Luke Skywalker saga.
He became a
The
Witcher.
true- Yes, he went off and became.
He wasn't a
Witcher.
Jedi all along. He was just a Witcher with contact lenses.
This
Oh
is
my God.
this
Yeah.
is it. This
I
is
mean,
the
like-
ending we
Like I said,
needed.
it's a big rumor headline, but like that'd be really cool.
That would be really cool. And all right, I gave Henry Cavill a lot of shit. He was a good Geralt. So I have faith that they know what the fuck is up and they're gonna do
Look,
it.
we got one big name in season 1, Henry Cavill, and then almost all the actors are basically unknowns. It seems like, and then here we go, season 2. Let's get one more big name in there, Mark Hamill.
Boom.
Yeah,
Easy
well,
peasy.
you know, he's not doing Star Wars anymore.
Sure as fuck isn't. Probably doing 1,000 voice acting gigs. I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yo, he is the best Joker voice ever.
Still,
He's got that
still
laugh.
forever. Oh, speaking of old animation, like the Joker show, like the Joker and Batman. Holy shit. So this came absolutely out of the blue. I saw like a Reddit post about this, and I watched the trailer. There was a trailer that
looks like
came out
ass.
today. Okay, hold on. There was a trailer that came out today. Apparently, what's it called?
Samurai Jack.
No, fuck you, the company that's making it.
What? Man,
Soliel Games? What
Yeah,
are they
but
known
with
for?
who's it being published by? Adult Swim Games. That's what I was
Adult
trying to
Swim
think of.
games.
Apparently, they are making a Samurai Jack video game called Samurai Jack. I forget the subtitle. Fuck.
Something
Battle
in
Through Time.
There you
Battle
go.
Through Time.
Battle Through Time. I don't know. This just seemed wild as fuck to me. Like, why now? This is so random.
I don't know, but this
especially
game does
since
not look that great.
The show ended like 2 years ago.
No.
And
This
that
is
was
okay.
after its super hiatus.
Tyler, we've played a game that would be really good with a Samurai Jack skin that was also published by Adult Swim Games. You know what I'm
Unicorn Attack?
No.
What?
Tyler,
My name is Pedro.
are you fucking serious?
My
What is
friend
happening?
Pedro. Wait, what is happening? Wait,
What are
game
you
did we
talking
play?
about?
Bruh, fucking, oh my god, why can't I not remember the game?
Now,
it's
after
harder.
yelling at
Oh my
Tyler,
god,
like,
this game doesn't exist.
This
No,
game
no, no,
doesn't
fake,
it
exist.
exists.
fake
It
game,
exists.
fake
It's
game.
It's on Steam.
Wait, we
Wow,
just
that's
played this?
helpful.
We played the fuck out of this game. We both really liked it. The Cyberpunk Samurai game.
my God!
Fuck the.
Shinobi, Street Shinobi. Wait, fuck. Where
No,
is
no, no. The.
Street Shinobi?
I know what game it is.
Yeah.
Oh my
I know
god,
it
why can't I think of the name?
Because I'm retarded. We're
The
retarded.
struggle bus. We're all
Oh.
Katana Zero.
There, that's
Katana
it.
Zero. Yeah.
I
Oh
don't
my
know why I
God, we're
couldn't
retarded.
remember that,
The
even
memory
though
loss
it was
is
like.
real.
Holy shit.
Yo, I'm
Yo,
fucking getting
listeners,
old
don't
already.
get
Look,
old,
no,
man.
Aiden,
Don't get
you at
old.
the very least are playing so many games at any given time that, like, I can't believe you remember any of them.
Yo, damn. All right. No, that's fair though. But like Katana Zero, if Katana Zero was skinned as Samurai Jack, it would be a fucking great game. Katana Zero was just a good game, and
Yeah,
Adult Swim has kind of been killing it.
Yo, if like.
He says talking about a game that he thinks looks terrible.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Tyler said that.
No, I said it looks terrible.
Oh.
Not Katana Zero. I think the
Yes,
the
obviously you're talking
Samurai
about the
Jack game
Samurai
looks
Jack game.
You guys know the day I say that games like Katana Zero look like trash, you might as well kill me because I'm not.
I
the
wasn't
Tyler.
saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, you were talking about this. You were talking about Samurai.
Yes.
What's wrong with
Fucking
what's
Street Shinobi Samurai, dude. Oh fuck. Oh man, now I want that now, Aiden. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would kind of be dope. I don't know how I feel about the 3D, but like,
Well,
I
there's a
believe.
gameplay trailer.
It
Oh, is
kind
it?
of
I
looks
didn't
like
watch the gameplay.
Sekiro, but more cartoony.
That would be
That
fine.
no, this does.
Like much more cartoony.
Okay, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. It just doesn't look good.
I feel like you need to see more of like an actual gameplay segment and not a few clips of the fighting animations without any UI or anything. I don't know. These days I'm much less interested. Like I don't mind cinematic trailers, but I'm like, okay, but I also want to see what the gameplay looks like.
Yeah, I would want to see more from this. I want to know how the systems of this game work before I can really give it a hard I like or don't like this. Because I think it has the potential to be really cool. I've always liked Samurai Jack, and if they can make it work, then hey, they make it work.
Yeah, it seems fair.
You know, I feel like I feel like stuff like this kind of almost falls into the video game movie territory where they try to make a game from an anime.
Like the Legend of Korra game that Platinum did.
I mean, the only other game the studio's done is Naruto to Boruto, which was a bad game. So,
hey,
they're already kind of what?
No,
I don't know. I believe in redemption.
I mean, look at Platinum. They made that Legend of Korra game that wasn't very good, but they've also made a lot of good games.
That is true.
Yeah, sometimes things.
Is it bad that I actually thought that Platinum was making this just because it looked similar to Korra for me? That's the only reason I keep bringing it up because it's on my mind. Because I looked at the trailer and I'm like, is this a Platinum game? Because it's like it looks like Korra to me, but I obviously not. Anyway, there's a Samurai Jack game coming out. Did it say when? I don't remember the trailer already.
I don't think so.
Samurai Jack Battle Through Time? No.
Okay.
Well, they say summer 2020, but that doesn't mean anything this year
within
because
6 months.
Everything that was supposed to be out already isn't.
That's true.
So
if it comes out on time, it's within 6 months.
PAX East, so in 3 days, we should get more details.
Actually, we should have mentioned this about Cyberpunk, but Cyberpunk's not going to be at PAX because of coronavirus fears.
A lot of people aren't going to be in a lot of places due to coronavirus.
Is this going to come up later, Freeman? Because you were talking about this.
No, I wasn't going to separately talk about it, but we have stuff like Kojima Productions isn't going to Game Developers Conference.
EA is also not going to GDC.
Yeah, EA pulled out.
Which, you know what, man? Hey, be safe out there.
Yeah.
Viruses are no joke. We can
skip GDC for the year. We don't need people dying.
Yeah, carry the blicky, everyone. Don't forget.
No, don't do that.
What the fuck?
What?
The people who know what a blicky is know better.
Yes.
Stop that.
Dan, the people who know what a blicky is actually don't know better.
Damn. Why you
No,
gotta
I'm
be
correct.
Like that, I mean, maybe. Nah, I have faith. I believe.
You know what a blicky sounds like to me? It sounds like a Star Wars creature. Speaking of Star Wars.
Speaking of Star Wars, a blicky should be a Star Wars race.
So there was an announcement today, and I wasn't sure if we should talk about it, but fuck it, whatever. So, did anyone else watch the trailer for this thing?
I'm about to right now because I didn't hear about this.
So I can describe it actually. The trailer is just mostly like interview stuff. There's not actually like footage of stuff. So Star Wars' YouTube channel put up a video for something, announcing something called the Star Wars High Republic Initiative. And
Initiative.
Yes, and what it I don't know if it said, I think it said initiative, but I can't remember for sure. It's called Star Wars High Republic at the very least. What it is it said in 2018, Star Wars brought like 20 writers into a room and started brainstorming stories that they wanted to tell in Star Wars with quote unquote like a blank sheet. And out of that appears to have sprung this initiative of a bunch of fiction, shows, animations, even like kids' cartoons, books, comics, I don't think any games that are all tied to this era approximately 200 years before the Battle of Yavin. And they're calling it the High Republic because it's supposed to be when the Republic was at its strongest and the Jedi were everywhere. And a lot of the stories, it says, are supposed to take place on the Rim, where it's like Texas Ranger Jedi out there, like doing border justice kind of stuff.
Wait, hold on 1 second. They're attempting to launch a Star Wars spin-off where no one has the last name Skywalker in the main cast?
They
What the hell is this?
apparently they were like,
Impossible.
apparently this was like, what can we do now that the Skywalker name is basically donezo? Well, let's go 200 years ago when the Republic didn't suck ass and make it more interesting. And tell stories where the Jedi aren't all just dying for nothing, and we can do like weird pirate stories. Kind of do like stories that aren't of galactic importance, kind of like what the Mandalorian is like.
Just small-scale adventures.
Yeah.
This actually sounds particularly interesting to me, because I wouldn't mind more stuff like The Mandalorian.
Yeah. I'll probably watch whatever they put out, not gonna lie. Universe is still interesting.
I struggle to see why 200 years. Like, the only reason I see 200 years is because they want to have references.
They want to give them room to fill in sequels without running into the trilogies.
Yeah, I mean,
like Yoda's
like,
going to be in
there
this
would be
series.
references.
Yoda can be in this.
Yoda as a reference.
Yoda can be in these. You can bring up the House Palpatine. You can bring up Naboo, joining the Republic. At least back in the Darth Plagueis book, Naboo joined the Republic 30 years before the start of the Clone Wars, kind of 30, 40. So this is obviously 200, but it could be like first contact with Naboo, huh? I feel like this is like, we need to separate. We have no idea what to do in a post-Skywalker universe, but we can't go back too far because then everyone's going to go, just do the old Republic. So I feel like this is them trying to toe that line. Of like, we can't do old Republic stuff because maybe there's other stuff in the pipeline, but we can't go too past because fucking crazy shit's happening.
This has the potential to be very interesting depending on who's in charge.
This feels like we want to launch an expanded universe again. Like, I know there's been books and stuff, but they were all tied to Skywalker and stuff. This is like, hey, you know how we used to have a lot of books that didn't involve people with the name Skywalker? Well, guess what? We're going to go back to telling stories about people without the name Skywalker in them. How's that sound? I don't know. Yeah. I'm just so jaded at this point. Some of the animation was cool. Some of the show was cool. Like, they showed... Basically, so if you watch the video, it was like 13 on trending when I checked it out like 2 hours ago. They show clips of shows. They show stuff that clearly is made for kids. Stuff that looks like Rebels-y looking. Rebels, Clone Wars kind of looking. And then stuff that just looked live-action level CGI animated. And then they showed a picture of books and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. I would hope it is. This is clearly a thing. This is not just, hey, we're announcing our next line of products. This is this like time period project. Initiative. Like, we want to blow out 200 years.
So I feel kind of confident about this, but I don't think they should be doing kids shit. Disney needs to recognize that Star Wars is not a children's brand anymore. The people that watched Star Wars when they were children are in their 50s now.
Was original Star Wars for children? Like, some dude got his arm cut off in the first movie.
I mean, well, yeah, arguably that wasn't even for children anyways. But they kind of like regress a little bit, and it's like, the market for children is so small, and I feel like they would be doing so much better if they actually focused on adult themes and things that were like actually like more gritty.
I'm gonna disagree and agree with you for a few reasons, Aiden.
Marketing. We need merchandising.
Well, see, so one of the things I disagree with you about, Aiden, like Tyler just said, I think it's easy to underestimate how much kids might watch these things, but how much kids love toys.
For
Toys-
real,
That
it's
is
the whole reason
especially-
it's 3
you're,
cars
you're
movies.
right. I
There's
will
a reason-
100% concede that.
There's
is
a reason I go to Walmart and like if I walk over to like toys and everything, it's all Disney shit. Look, like there is still Frozen 2 stuff on those shelves all the time. There's still stuff from like every Marvel movie on the shelves. There's still stuff from like Star Wars on the shelves. There's so much stuff. And you know that it gets bought up constantly. You know that there's a reason for that. The only thing I would disagree with or like agree with you about is kids usually like to like be interested in what like teenagers and stuff are interested in. And I feel like that's kind of the appeal of like Clone Wars and Rebels is that they're like animated kind of weirdly and that appeals to kids, teenagers probably, and then like the stories are good and deep and dark. And then I imagine that drags some kids in. But I think they want to have I think they recognize that while there's that old hardcore Star Wars audience that they're never going to lose, like at least some people who will always buy everything, but they want to keep the next generation in Star Wars because we're saying goodbye to the Skywalkers. So it's like, let's take a step into getting the next generation.
I feel you. No. Like I totally get where you're coming from because merchandising is a huge thing.
That's also true.
But think about how old we were when like episode 1 came out.
No, totally. I
feel and like not to say that they should never do like children oriented stories or animated series or things like that. Not that they shouldn't release toys, but like you need to also grow with your audience as well. Like if you have to do it in waves, then fine, do it that way. But it's like you can only keep people so interested in something when you keep touching on the same exact things every time. I think that's why Mandalorian was such a big hit with people because it's like this is a bounty hunter out on the fucking outer rim doing his shit. He's just being a bounty hunter. Like he doesn't give a fuck about most people. Like he'll kill you with that. Well, all right.
It's the child, Tyler. We don't call it Baby Yoda.
I meant the child.
I think a lot of kids
we can also market.
I think a lot of kids also love The
t-shirts.
Mandalorian though. Like what was actually explicitly like even past teen rating for The Mandalorian?
Not a lot. I mean, but that's also the thing though. A lot of it was like
not
the
getting chopped in
implication.
half.
Yeah. Well, they didn't show it though, which is fine.
There's no blood in that
but
show.
you knew what happened. You know what happened.
Sure,
though.
but they don't show it.
But that's the kind of thing that they need to really get into more, where it's like, can kids watch it? Sure, but like they also need to leave those thematic points in there that are more appealing to people who are like, like I want to be enjoying Star Wars 30 years from now when I'm fucking 55 years old or whatever.
I think I
really like Star Wars. It's such a rich universe and there's a lot to play on there. And I feel like a lot of it is squandered in their attempts to just monetize it to kids.
You're absolutely correct. I have one big point that I would disagree with you, Aiden. I think the reason we didn't get any other Star Wars stuff back when Episode 1 came out is because of Lucas and not Disney. I think if Disney had owned Star Wars then, we would have already had years of kids' products. I think this is Disney being like, okay, the movies are done. We have an uncertain future. Just fucking try anything, man. We have all this money. We need to get Star Wars on some other track than these movies that didn't go over so well. What else can we do to, like, see what lands?
That's
fair.
fair.
The easy option
I can see that too.
Kids.
And I also
is it though?
I also think Lucas is a big part of this because I know Lucas didn't like the books. Like, there's a reason the old expanded universe was killed because as much as I obviously love a shit ton of it, it was never seen as canon. They never saw it as direct canon. And then Disney came in and was like, it's all canon, man. So I think that it's a Lucas thing where we didn't get kids stuff back then because he didn't really want to, and he wanted to keep it more about his story.
That's fair. I could see it, but also like as being the creator of the series, I could see how he would be like that though.
Sure, I'm not saying he
Like, why
couldn't
that
be.
would be
I'm
the
not
thing.
disparaging him.
Oh
I just
no,
said,
no, and I don't mean to attribute that to you, but it's just like I understand why he would want it. Like, this is my thing. I want it to go this way.
yeah.
And Disney, being the multi-billion-dollar conglomerate that they are like, we just want to make money.
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 Yeah, for real.
Yeah, give us money. Buy our toys. Buy our fucking toys.
Toys are a
Yeah,
lot of money.
buy the toys, but also like you should, just put Jon Favreau in charge of Star Wars. That's all I'm saying.
Put Jon
Put him in front of
Favreau
everything.
in charge of everything.
I actually kind of disagree. I think
What,
the
you mean
Alright,
Mandalorian.
podcast canceled.
No.
the Iron Man?
Look. I don't think Jon Favreau clearly seems like the kind of guy who likes to take on passion projects. Notice he hasn't been involved in a Marvel movie since the third Iron Man movie. Like, he acts in them.
Yeah, but he hasn't directed one since.
Yeah, like clearly he was passionate about Iron Man. Like, that's the same thing with the Mandalorian. I think he would do fine, but I don't know. I don't think we need I think we need a Kevin Feige who's like the guy who like is like, hey, what about this? Or here's something to pursue. Let's find the right person. Like, I don't know how much direct influence he has. It feels like he has tons of influence because his name crops up all the time. But I don't think he's actually like making these decisions. I think he's just amazing at finding the right person for the right job and helping guide an overall image. And I think Star Wars, I think that's what Kathleen Kennedy is supposed to be, and I think a lot of people aren't super happy with her. Obviously, Aiden isn't, because Aiden's been implying that this entire time.
What we actually need is a
Not Kathleen Kennedy.
Regardless,
that's what we need. Just literally anybody else, please. Like anybody. Just Kathleen needs to step down.
I think my favorite thing that could come out of a person running Star Wars is to kick EA in the ass and be like, dude, like, apparently Battlefront 2 is doing decently well right now, but like, where are the games?
Yo, they canceled another Star Wars game. I know it's not in the show notes, but they canceled another Star Wars game.
Damn.
It was supposed to be like some open world, like kind of it like Star Wars 1313.
I don't
what
get
that
it.
was supposed to be.
I don't
they
get
were
it.
like, nah.
Even look at even fucking Nintendo was able to hand out to the guys who made Crypt of the Necrodancer the fucking Link license. How do you not just like indie dev? You would have too many proposals.
Too many.
If you went, let's have could you imagine a Star Wars game dev day where it's like your indie teams of we would make a studio to make a Star Wars game off of Tyler and Friedman. Like, and I would write it, and we would try to. I know, look, but like, millions of people would throw ideas in if you did something like that. It's insane to me that you can't get a fucking game made.
There's too much money in it.
What does that mean?
Why aren't they making it? Why aren't they making more money?
Wait,
then?
what does that mean?
Three Star Wars games.
You don't think there's money behind why EA is the exclusive creator? I couldn't get a meeting with a Star Wars executive to talk about a movie because the big guys are trying to keep the small guys away. They're paying money to stay exclusive, and there's no way a small passion group can get anywhere near Star Wars.
No, Freeman, I'm not. But then, what are they doing?
They're throwing money around. Money talks.
What money? They're not making a
clearly
game.
paid for the license. It doesn't matter. They're still paying for the license because the potential is worth more than anything.
How is that worth it to them?
If you don't have it, someone else does, and that's money you're not making.
But they're not making money.
Potential dollars are worth more than real dollars.
But they haven't put out anything.
No, I need you to understand this. Potential dollars are worth more than real dollars.
Look, I get that, but I'm like, you don't get those potential dollars unless you do something.
Oh, you don't. But these are businesses, and they think it's worth more. These are businesses first and foremost, not
Look,
actually
that's where I'm
people.
planting my flag. I think you would have infinity cool ideas.
But you would. But
if you said every game studio, just pitch us an idea. You don't even have to like pay to make the game. Be like, pitch us an idea. Like you would get too many ideas. Too many. You could start a company of just cycling through the ideas of what's good and what's bad. You could start a reality show. Okay, I'm going too deep now. We're gonna stop.
But EA paid too much money because of potential dollars.
I'm curious how much EA actually had to pay to get that license though, because they've really done fuck all with it. We got two mediocre Star Wars games, and then Respawn bailed their ass out with fucking
with an 8 out of 10. Not with an 8 out of 10.
And which is fine.
Yes, that's what Star Wars always was.
8 out of 10 is fine. That was good. I enjoyed that game, but it's like, fuck. How many years has it been, EA? What the fuck?
We have to stop
speaking of
talking
actually successful companies,
yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
CD Projekt Red.
I didn't mean to jump back to CD after Cyberpunk before, but this is just a short one. Big milestone that CD Projekt Red announced. They have now made $50 million in sales from The Witcher 3 on Steam. Not even across all platforms. Just Steam, they made $50 million, which they said means they have now gotten into some higher bracket with Steam, where they now earn 80% of the money that is paid through Steam. Which is still not as good as GOG, so go buy it on GOG if you're gonna, but...
Well, that's because...
If you didn't know, CD Projekt Red owns
I know.
GOG.
I know. But, like...
That's for the listeners, not you, Tim.
No, I know. But that's insane. Considering how much... So, assuming I'm reading that right, CD Projekt Red says it has made $50 million. I don't know if that means the game has sold $50 million or they, of their cut, made $50 million. But either way, considering how much that game goes on sale, but like even before the show, I think when the show came out, wasn't it on sale across everything for like $20 also?
Oh, yeah. I mean, even before that, it's been... Witcher 3
on, like,
came
every
out
couple of weeks.
5 years ago.
Yeah, well, like I was going to say, like we talked about this before the podcast, Aiden, but like considering how Witcher has only gotten more popular with time, like every year, I think we talked about it a little while ago, like last year was the best-selling year for The Witcher 3. Probably over half of that year that the game was on Steam, it was on sale. So at making probably half or less of the normal $60 price, they still hit this $50 million mark, and I bet over a quarter of that money came in the last year at least. Like,
would not be surprised.
That's insane success, and it really goes to a fantastic game that deserves it. But like, wow.
I mean, to be honest, I would say that more of the success of The Witcher can be attributed to CD Projekt Red than it could be attributed to Andrei Sapkowski.
Oh, it's not even a question.
But don't tell him that. I'll get pissed.
Don't tell him that because he doesn't know how contracts work.
Well, no.
Damn, why I gotta flame?
No. I will say, we talked about it before, but he did walk back his being a dick when he signed a new contract with them.
Yeah, he did.
He's still a dick.
Look, it's totally fair that he clearly is the grouchy old man, but then I at least can respect someone who comes out and goes, I was the grouchy old man, I was a piece of shit, I'm sorry, I fucked up.
That's
this is the
fair.
opposite of Billy Joel's song Angry Young Man. He's the grouchy old man.
And like very much respect to him because he did create this world that they drew a lot of inspiration from. And I mean, they really did just take it to another level.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't played The Witcher, you should probably go play The Witcher. Any listeners out there who haven't?
And I would say only play 3. You don't need to play 1 or 2.
Yeah, you don't need to play 1 and 2.
If you like 3 enough, maybe try 2. But I don't think you can even. Most people, I don't think, could even try to play 1 fresh these days.
1 is rough, man. 1 is a rough game. If you're okay with just the lore of it, then that's fine. But don't be.
Go watch a video.
Don't be too
Someone has put out videos for Witcher 3 that were what happened in 1 and what happened in 2. So you don't have to play those games.
Yeah, there are compilations, so it's fun. But it's a great series. The books are fantastic. I really enjoyed those. And I mean, like, hey, it's better Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones sucks.
It hasn't fallen off yet, and hopefully it never will. Speaking of not falling off yet because it's still doing great, there we go. Aiden, you can talk about this one.
Dragon Ball Fighters
Oh, God.
2.0, aka Season 3 of Dragon Ball Fighters
I get
1.
to hear this explanation for the 5th time today.
Hey, fuck you. Dragon Ball Fighters is a fantastic
Hold on,
game.
I have not yet heard it today. Please explain it to me.
Okay, so, well then, if you didn't know, today is the release date of Dragon Ball Fighters Season 3, which is basically Dragon Ball Fighters 2.0. They've basically redone the entire game. It's significantly more aggressive. They're adding 5 new characters, and much to my chagrin, we're probably not going to see Dragon Ball Fighters Actual 2 for at least another year or two.
Called that? No, stop it! It's at
not
least
that
2
I'm
years.
actually upset. Not that I'm actually upset, because much respect to Arc System Works. This is how you should support a video game.
So, Aiden, how many hours have you put in since this patch went live yesterday?
Not as much as I would like. That's for sure.
That's fair.
I did play for a few hours last night, and I only came home to do the podcast so far. So I will be playing more after the podcast is done, but I have put nearly 240 hours into this game, and because Tyler is a trader, he doesn't play fighter games. So Fighters, he won't play fighting games.
I know you said only a few hours, but first impression?
I like it a lot. You have a lot more options for aggression. They added you can select up to 3 different assists for every character in the game now. They redid the UI, which was very much needed because it was super archaic when the game first came out. Things are actually lists now, which is great. I like picking from lists rather than having to scroll through individual selections.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it was really just, it's an overall fantastic update to the game. I've been having a lot of fun with it so far, and Arc System Works, I think, for my personal opinion, I think Arc System Works is the best fighting game developer out there right now. To the point where they even went out of their way to make an entirely new tutorial for just the changes for Season 3.
That's
Really?
pretty
You can play
solid.
through. Yeah.
Oh wow,
They're-
shows that they're actually thinking.
They went, and not only that, because I was talking to Tim about this earlier in the podcast, or not in the podcast, but before the pre-podcast. Like, fighting games are notorious for having extremely shitty fucking tutorials, and with Season 3 they've released a thing. It's the dojo that you can go to, where it will teach you things about the significance of blocking high or low, how to cross up a character, things that you like, moves that you can cancel with other moves, all of the changes from one season to another season. Like, it really covers the nitty-gritty of what you need to know in a fighting game to be competitive online.
That's really sick.
I think Arc System Works has done a better job than a lot of other companies in that regard, and I appreciate them all the more for it. And I'm gonna put another 250 hours in this game.
Excellent.
Yeah, I really hope they add Master Roshi. Just, throwing that out there. They've confirmed Ultra Instinct Goku and Kefla so far. We got 3 more characters coming out for Season 3, so we'll see.
Kefla out or no? Not yet.
Kefla, I believe, is the 28th.
Okay. I didn't know for sure. I was just checking.
I might be wrong on that. Yeah, February 28th.
Okay, so the end of this week.
The 27th if you're on the Switch, because for some reason Nintendo gets DLC characters like a day before everybody else.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm super hype. If you like Dragon Ball Fighters, you should be playing more Dragon Ball Fighters. and that's that. I don't.
that
I don't know.
We-
Fighterz is a little weeby. It's a great transition right into the weeb shit.
Right into the weeb
Right.
shit.
I'm glad
Into
you
the
had
weeb.
one,
Like
Freeman. I was going to try to set you up.
Here we go.
Having Fighterz right in front of it just made it so
Speaking of
fucking easy.
Japanimation,
Anyway, we got
Japan,
weeb shit's really short this week. We're kind of at the midpoint. Spring 2020 is coming up. A lot of sequels. We're starting to get the announcements of new original programming, and part of this was Crunchyroll putting out this huge article today about the Crunchyroll original shows, which is their way of jabbing at Netflix original anime, which except for like maybe 10% of them is anime they straight up just bought the exclusive rights to. They had nothing to do with the creation of. Crunchyroll, on the other hand, does have a big place on a lot of these production committees, and one of the things they've been doing ever since the success of like Shield Hero is connecting these production committees with sources they normally wouldn't go to, and a lot of this is Korean manhwa. So they right now Crunchyroll's partnered with Webtoons to get some of their more popular series adapted, and one of the big ones, Tower of God, just got its adaptation announced a couple weeks ago, and everyone was kind of cautious because like it's kind of fast that you're announcing it and then it's going to come out in like 2 months. But they showed off a trailer for it, and it looks really interesting.
it looks pretty good. I was actually gonna see if you watched it.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. So I started hanging out with this one like friend of a friend who started joining our Friday anime watch group, and he for the most part doesn't watch anime. He reads a shit ton of manga. So we're talking with him a lot about like stuff he's really excited for him, and the two like Korean series he was most hyped for was Tower of God and another one called Solo Leveling that I fully expect we're going to hear an adaptation for in the next 2 years. But Crunchyroll talked about a lot of other shows. One of them is currently airing. It's not ID Invaders. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is they also use this time to announce a completely unannounced show with a like legitimate anime studio. Like Crunchyroll is the source of the announcement. No one in Japan announced it. So this is like a first for Crunchyroll. So we're starting to see them gain some more authority within the production committees. But moving on, Funimation announced they picked up some streaming rights for a couple shows that they had previously either worked on or distributed or one thing or another. A lot of this has to do with Aniplex being owned by Sony, who now also owns Funimation.
Aniplex.
But a couple of the shows included Cells at Work and Gurren Lagann, which both famously have stupidly expensive Blu-ray boxes because Aniplex of America is convinced that American weebs will spend a fortune on their shows just like the Japanese do.
Hey, they're mostly right.
But I'm really hoping like the parent company goes and says, hey, Aniplex of America, like your money's good, but like you're only selling 100 copies of that Blu-ray box. Like we could, really market the series if we sold it for an affordable price, and maybe Funimation will be the one to sell them again, because I would kill for a Gurren Lagann Blu-ray that doesn't cost $300.
Ooh, I would buy that.
Right? But
You'd buy it for 300, or you'd buy it for a reasonable
No,
price?
I'd buy it if
No,
it
I'd
was
buy
if there
a
was
reasonable
if there was a
price.
good new one.
Yeah, I'm stuffing my DVDs until then.
When did the Blu-ray come out?
I think it was like 2 years ago.
So they could have done like a 10th anniversary Blu-ray. Was it already like the 10th anniversary Blu-ray or something?
Let's see here, because I think Right Stuff is the only website that has it. It's now down to 150 for the Blu-ray box. It has
Jesus.
the original series and both movies.
Look, it's still on Crunchyroll, okay? Like I do want it, but it's not that bad.
This came out August 2017, so it was, I think it was the 10th anniversary. Yeah, it's literally called the 10th anniversary box set. Okay. Yeah, but we're stuck with that. The fuck Aniplex. I just want Funimation to sell me Blu-rays again. And then
Nice.
moving on. Once again, Aniplex also being stingy, and I think this might have been Kadokawa. But point is, ReZero, which has its second season coming up, they're rebroadcasting the first season in Japan as part of a director's cut, which it turns out it's not really a director's cut. People are starting to get kind of mad at it. But more importantly, they decided that the OVAs that they released separately would be included as part of the director's cut. So in between episodes 7 and 8 of the rebroadcast, they inserted the first of 2 OVAs that takes place, without spoiling it, after the mansion arc. So anyone who's watching ReZero now to get to season 2, if you get to the end of that mansion arc, go watch the one OVA that came out. One thing everyone's really pissed about was, like, a lot of people asked Crunchyroll, like, hey, is the OVA coming, because Japan already announced their broadcasting. Crunchyroll didn't say anything. And then the week came when it was supposed to air, and then Crunchyroll didn't put up an episode, and everyone's like, I guess it's not happening. And then a week later, like, oh, the new episode's out. Also, we're proud to announce we have the OVA. It's now available. And everyone's like, well, where was the fucking announcement 2 weeks ago? And a lot of people think it's Kadokawa just doesn't want this shit announced. Like, they have very strict rules about, like, when we give you the rights to this product, you only announce it a minute and 30 seconds after it's been released in 7 out of the 8 regions, and all these other bullshit stipulations. Which leads everyone to the next question, because of the 2 ReZero OVAs, the second one is the only one that matters. And again, you can't legally watch it outside of Japan right now. So everyone wants to know, is it going to air at the end of this rewatch? And in traditional fashion, Crunchyroll cannot talk about anything Kadokawa owns because they're being a piece of shit. So we don't know.
Yay, Japanimation.
It's fucking these Japanese companies, from Kadokawa to Nintendo, they just to Aniplex of America, which is not a Japanese company, it's an American version of a Japanese company. They just don't get it. But you know who does get people? Funimation gets people. They get their fans so much that they knew everyone wants to be watching this movie.
I don't like Funimation.
So Freeman, I added this, but did you actually see this headline?
No, I saw you added it and gave you a transition if you wanted to talk about
No, it's fine.
this.
So I just saw a headline. I was scrolling through my phone, and Google was like, hey, this is kind of cool. Apparently, there was during a break in an LA Clippers game this past weekend, up on the mega, like on the, what's it called? Like the mega, not the Megatron, but like the
Jumbotron.
Jumbotron, there you go. Up on the Jumbotron at a fucking NBA basketball game, they played a trailer for the My Hero movie.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That's the most normie shit ever.
That's the
No,
most.
I don't like it. Why is my Weeb trash being advertised to the normies?
Yeah, they're not supposed to know.
God, we're acting like DBZ didn't used to air in a pre-primetime slot on Cartoon Network.
Hey, man.
This is also true. No, but I don't know. I thought that was pretty wild. Like, that's a... Dragon Ball never got... I don't know if Dragon Ball ever got advertised on screen at a basketball game before.
Probably not.
Dragon Ball does, though, have a blimp in the Thanksgiving Day parade, so I'll put it up
That's
on the
true.
level.
That is true. Blue Hair Goku has been there for a few years now. Yes, I know he
Goddamn.
wasn't Blue Hair Goku all the time.
Super Saiyan
Super Saiyan
Blue.
God Super Saiyan.
Super
actually.
Saiyan Goku.
Super Saiyan Blue Goku. Anyway, the movie's in theaters. Small warning to anyone who wants to go see it next week. It does take place after the events of Season 5. Minor details such as character costume updates, new abilities.
I thought it was this weekend.
It starts tomorrow. The 26th, 27th, I think. Well, I know at least in the land of New Jersey, they have airings all week.
Wait, what
That
do you mean
said,
all week? Like
I am
this week or
voluntarily-
like what?
Like starting tomorrow for 1 week.
I really hope this is successful enough that they push it into next weekend so I can watch it with you guys.
I'm just going to warn you, except for Thursday, it's all dub nights.
No.
And for most of these. Like, they keep doing the thing where it's only one night sometimes. Anyway, I am not watching this movie right when it comes out because I'm concerned about implications of ruining the show for myself. Because they're trying to pivot into what One Piece does, where all their movies are meant for the manga readers to understand. If you go into it having only seen the anime, you will be confused. Now, this movie apparently it's not that bad, but at the same time, I'm just gonna wait to see it after season 5. Unless there's something mind blowing that I have to see.
If I can't see it in theaters, I'll do the same thing.
All right.
I still wouldn't mind seeing a movie like this in theaters, but I also missed seeing Violet in theaters already, so I'm already behind the ball on that one.
It's fine. We'll all cry at Made in Abyss together.
When's that again?
I have no idea.
Who knows if I'll be home by then?
I
Haha.
think
Job
April.
hunt. Job searching. Job searching
Let's
sucks.
find out. I refuse to say that's it for the Weeb shit until I know the date of this, and it is March 20th. No.
I'm not gonna be home. Unless...
You gotta be fucking with me.
What?
Rip.
It's the same day as Doom Eternal.
Oh my
and
God,
Animal
it
Crossing. No.
So no, it's fine. It's fine. Freeman,
Roll
you
the
can
dice.
No. Freeman, you can start playing Doom. Then when you're going to the movie, you drive to the movie, sit down with your Switch, play Animal Crossing. Movie starts, turn it off, turn it back on as soon as the movie's over. Leave and go play Doom. It's perfect. All three in one day. The triple threat.
Oh my God. And it's on a Thursday, which means D&D night.
Tyler's
not
gonna
working.
Tyler's gonna be like, guys, I don't want to do anything. I want to play Doom. Fuck you.
I was like, I'm just playing Doom.
No,
Honestly,
look. Like, I would be fine also playing Doom at the same time.
What are movies? What is Animal Crossing? Especially, I watched the intro to Doom Eternal, like the first 15 minutes last week, and it only got my dick even swoller. Like I gotta play.
I actually watched a little bit of old footage today, like from the original showing, like when they first showed the first trailer. So I'm not trying to.
The one
spoil
at
it, but-
QuakeCon.
Yeah.
Me too. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, oh, actually, that's a great transition for a real short thing, Tyler. Doom. Actually, the whole series is on sale to prep for Eternal.
Oh shit.
Doom 2016 and BFG edition for 3 are both $6 on Steam right now.
Oh wow.
So I don't know if anybody's looking to buy Doom, but apparently, as of this recording, which probably means it'll go for at least a few more days, they're on
Hold on, I
sale.
stand corrected. March 20th was last year when the movie came out. There's still no date given for the U.S.
Oh,
release.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
Oh well, thank God for that.
Damn it.
So we don't. Have to, maybe I'll be home in time for Made in Abyss then.
If for real though, if you haven't bought Doom 2016, what the fuck are you doing?
Or I'll say for $6, BFG edition. It's $6. That's more than
I
enough.
mean,
That's
fine.
more than $6 worth of entertainment, I'd say.
That true. Just
Um,
don't get mad about the not centered camera.
You mean flashlight?
Flashlight,
See.
same shit. It's
Sure.
basically the same shit.
Yeah, but it has the sticky mod in it now, so it's fine.
Doesn't make it okay though.
Speaking of okay,
Oh, yeah, that's it for the Weeb shit.
it's okay for us to talk about our weeks and then call it a podcast.
Yes.
Oh no.
Freeman, you watched a series that I want to watch with Val. Maybe we'll start it while I'm home.
Yes, this is a heavy recommend to both of you. So I just saw episode 3 last night.
I've been meaning to do this for a while. I will. Like, if I was home, we would have watched this already.
Like, I'm gonna give you guys the rough. For everyone else who doesn't know, because I know Tim, you know the plot synopsis from like Hear Your Mother's Basement talk about it.
Yeah.
But the idea behind it is there's this girl who just loves books, and she dies and gets isekai, but
Oh,
it's not
no
your
way.
normal isekai because it's not like a fantasy world. It's just like medieval times,
That's pretty
and she
funny.
doesn't have superpowers. She gets reincarnated as this 5-year-old girl who like has a tendency to get sick, but she has all of her knowledge of like how to do math and all the arts and crafts she learned. And her end goal is, I want to read books. And she wakes up and there's no books. Books are expensive in medieval times. No one has fucking books. No one knows how to read. And then
Who
she
needs
finds a book. She
books?
sees there's a book in this world and says, what if I make my own book? That's the only way I'll be able to keep reading. So it's this, I hate saying the word wholesome because it's now ranked 2019's most overused word on Reddit, but it's a very wholesome show about this family coming together and their daughter teaching them crafts and the family bettering themselves, and she's on her ultimate adventure to start learning how to read and write and make her own books because all she wants to do is read.
When you say
And
read, sorry, just to clarify, when you say read and write, it's because the language is different here, right?
Yes.
Like, it's not like, oh, she forgot how
she's-
to read and write. It's
Well, no,
it's
she also got
also-
reincarnated as a child who's poor in the medieval times.
Yeah.
Not everyone knew how to read and write at the time.
oh,
it's
so you're
like-
saying that's a holdover from her original character?
A little bit of both, yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of ambiguous because she takes over this 5-year-old, and the book explains a little better. But like, she may know certain things, but like when she first gets there, she can speak in their language, but she can only speak words that her like original body knew. Like if she sees something and she's like, "That's a book," and she'll try and say it out loud, and it'll come out in Japanese because her, the child, doesn't actually know what it is. So the first episode, she keeps going around and asking people, "What's this? What's that? What's that?" And you're like, "Why the fuck does this character keep saying it?" And then I read online it's that she has to, so that she knows what to call them instead of just like spewing things out in Japanese. But point is, that's an extra detail. This is a getting reincarnated anime that doesn't have any kind of like overpowered characters. Like the closest you have is a scene where she used to make like her own shampoo. So she shows her parents how to make shampoo, and suddenly all of them are like, "Oh my god, my hair is so shiny!" And it's the closest you get to like Dr. Stone with Senku's inventions.
Aw.
But none of it's outlandish. It's more like
No, it's cute.
she's like, "Oh, we have all this extra fruit pulp. Let me show you how to make pancakes." Someone's like, "What's a pancake?" So it's like little things, but it's fun to watch. And so far, it's been very wholesome.
Nice.
So this is either you guys can watch it separately, or I recommend you watch together because I think you'll both enjoy it.
I didn't like it myself.
You watch Descendants?
I watched a couple episodes of it, yeah, because my buddy wanted us to watch it, and I was like,
Why?
Yeah, nah.
I feel like it's not the kind of show you'd like, though.
Yeah, I want to know why.
It's not because it's too wholesome.
Okay, so that's the
Yeah.
same reason you don't like the My Hero arc right now. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. That's why I love this arc right now in My Hero.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Speaking of
so
My
you
Hero,
guys, like,
That was just
Gentle
constantly trying this
Criminal.
arc.
I love Gentle
Dude.
Criminal. Tyler hates it. Freeman also likes it. Val loves it.
Gentle's hilarious. His sidekick bothers me a little bit. She just sounds
Sure.
too ridiculous.
She's a little too much, but he's fucking amazing.
Oh, he's great.
Hot.
I'm
Pouring
sorry.
tea all over himself.
He keeps
That
doing.
I need-
Did
He
you
follows
see?
the rule of
Wait.
cool more than anything
Okay.
else.
Did you see the clip at the end of this last episode?
I did, yeah.
Freeman, did
At
you?
the end of the episode.
Oh my god, after the credits, there's a clip where
Oh,
he
yeah,
talks
yeah.
about what teas he uses at different times after a job. It's like,
Yes.
right now I am drinking this royal tea, and it's I'm like, Val has to watch this because this is the most Val shit ever.
Dude, he's fun. He's a
Dude, I
goofy
love
villain
his-
for a not too heavy arc. Like
I
enjoy
love his giant fucking collar that's like bigger than his head. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
perfect.
that. I don't know. No
Plus-
one's talking about this is Jiro's arc. And I'm very happy about this because she's a good character who's been heavily underutilized. So I'm
Also,
glad they're finally giving
Bakugo
us some
ripping
screen
it up
time.
on the drums for a second
Oh
there
my
was
God.
pretty great. And then
Perfect.
Just want
Minetta's arms are too short to work a guitar. Is
Oh, Val
I
was cheering when they're like, "Yes, he's not in the band."
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
they're like, "You want to do a harem dance?" And it's like, "Fuck you! Why do you have to give him that?"
Oh, I was laughing hysterically at that. I
See, I thought
I'm the only
I
one
thought
here who's still laughing at Minetta's bullshit.
See, I thought I thought one of the funny things was Dark Shadow being like, "Oh, I can shred on the guitar, no problem."
Oh, the second time, I'm like, of course he is. He's that kid who like practices in his room, and that's just all he does.
But he doesn't tell anybody about it until he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, by the way, guys, I'm pretty."
I'm pretty good at guitar.
Also, similar to Dr. Stone, way to have a way too high quality singing section in English in the middle of an anime.
Oh my god, I
Yeah,
was not expecting.
that was kind of jarring.
That was so weird.
I
I was
didn't
not
like it.
expecting that voice or that
Ugh.
language.
Or
It's
that
so weird.
language,
Yeah.
true. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I want to keep watching it. I just like.
You're just getting through it while we're enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say this. I think that Hero Academia, in terms of plot intensity, has already peaked, and I think we're gonna get this back and forth of sometimes serious hero stories and sometimes not so serious high school stories for the next
3 years.
foreseeable future. Like, I think that's just where the show's going. 'cause,
Oh,
like,
wait. Freeman, you just reminded me. So, Eyepatch Wolf put out his Shonen Jump 2020 or Shonen Jump
I didn't
2019
get a chance
review.
to watch it yet.
Okay, so in it, he mentions that 3 out of the top 5 on Shonen are entering their last arcs, and I thought he mentioned My Hero.
Maybe.
Or no, what was it? I know Demon Slayer. Apparently, Demon Slayer is almost done.
What? It just got big.
What? Yo,
Watch
that's a
his video.
lie.
Watch his video, Freeman. He's
All right. Well, I'm gonna need 25 minutes.
I know. Well, like after, but like in his video, he's like, yeah, 3 out of the top 5 on Shonen Jump right now are in their final arcs or entering their final arcs. And I thought maybe My Hero was gonna be, but they pivoted because it's so big. I don't know, but I think like
I mean, he said
Is it-
that
I think he
he's-
actually
he's
said
leading
One
into it.
Piece.
I don't think they're actually in the final arc. One Piece
Sure,
is
but,
not
like,
in its final arc.
I thought he whatever. Well,
Yo,
You
One
can watch the
Piece
video
has
and-
another 500 episodes.
Black Clover might be. I don't think it is.
look, I remember the 3 out of 5. That's it. So it's got to be something.
Promise Neverland is.
Yes,
You Never
that one
Learn
I
is
know.
also, but that's also not really shonen.
Anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract with that, but I don't know. We're still gonna get more years of My Hero. The only other anime, real quick, that I'm watching is Haikyuu. Haikyuu really ramped it up this past week with a surprising twist on an old trope from the show, like from right at the beginning. Did you? I'm guessing you didn't watch, Freeman.
No, I didn't watch the newest one. I saw last week's where the animation got a little wonky in the middle.
That's
but
fair, but this episode has one of the funniest bits of animation. And the phrase "the king is back" is uttered.
Oh
so,
god.
yeah.
No.
See, immediately. No, they actually twist it to be excellent. Like they actually play into the trope and really crush it. I liked it a lot. Who put this show?
Oh, Westworld.
Yeah.
So my Monday anime watching has been completely disrupted because one of my friends wants to catch up on Westworld in time for season 3, which is in like 2 weeks. I think March 10th it comes back. So we're like halfway through season 2, and I'm blown away by the mystery they're putting. I don't know if any of you guys watch Westworld. Do you?
No, I've been meaning to watch it though.
No.
I tried to watch it, and I just don't like. Nothing about the show really grasps me.
So I felt that way during season 1. I watched the whole thing. I was like, "Is this the next Game of Thrones?" It's not that interesting. I watched all of season 1. I'm like, "All right, well, they ended on a really fucking weird spot. I have literally no idea how they're going to continue." I'm only halfway through season 2, and they did an amazing job of telling like an air quotes aftermath story. One of the writers went on record saying that he was in shock that most of the people on Reddit were able to figure out the plot twist before they showed them. So he said, "We're going to work extra hard on season 2." And it's funny. Like I'm not watching as it's airing. Obviously, this came out like 2 years ago, but I read the discussion threads after I watch an episode because I'm watching them maybe one a week. It's fun watching people throw out like the crazy theories and then watching which of the crazy theories actually like come to fruition. They put so much in the show. For anyone who's interested, season 2 is definitely a huge step up. And I know season 3, it got a like primetime trailer during the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So I don't know what took them so long to release the season, but season 3 is coming out. I just want to say season 2 definitely picks it up. If you had any interest in season 1, give it a shot. But if you didn't like season 1, don't bother.
I gotta say that's interesting to hear you, because obviously I didn't hear him a lot, but from the few podcasts I listened to that talked about it, most of them were saying that season 2 is worse than season 1.
It's different. So like season 2 tries to tell a bigger story. Like season 1 is very thematic in what it's trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And season 2 expands on it. But if you only like season 1 for its like thematic, close-knit story and not the expansive story they're going with, it's going to be a little jarring.
Gotcha.
And I think season 3 is going to expand it even further. So if you didn't like season 2, I'm speculating because season 3 is not. I don't think people are going to like season 3 if they didn't like what happened with season 2.
Okay. Oh fuck! I forgot about writing this show down. That much to Tyler and Freeman's joy, I started watching Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Ah, fuck! I forgot to set up the soundboard to play "Raise Your Flag."
I'm still on episode 5.
I am on
Raise
episode
your
6, so
flag!
hey, I'm past Aiden already. The
Yeah.
show.
It's not difficult.
Much to my chagrin,
Look,
Iron-Blooded Orphans is a good show.
Look, as
and
much
you
as
probably
much as
watch
I
it.
love Gundam Wing forever, this show is a much better show than Gundam Wing ever was. This show's really interesting. This is a shockingly gritty take. I was not expecting a Gundam story to be this like
kids just start
intense.
dying.
Like,
Yeah.
look at this episode 1 where this kid fucking dies.
Yeah.
If
Dude,
you've
Where he
ever been
literally just gets
interested in
shot between the
anime,
fucking eyes. It's
Yeah,
great.
Gundam IBO
Dude,
doesn't.
when they do
doesn't
the
hold me
coup,
back.
we've all seen it. When they do the coup, and it's like, oh, what do you want to do? And he's like, fuck you, bam. It's like, Jesus.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
I was pretty surprised, but I don't want to say something that Freeman and Tyler said that might fuck this show for me, but I really hope I'm not going to lose enjoyment in this show because of what you guys have compared it to. I'm genuinely worried
Oh no,
that you guys
I want
have
to say
said...
I want to say it's absolutely nothing like Gurren Lagann. The
Oh,
only reason we
thank
say
God.
this is just the character dynamic between the two main characters reminded me so much of
Okay,
Simone and
'cause-
Kamina.
Because
That's the only comparison we make. Nothing else
Okay.
about the show is remotely similar.
Okay, because I was, after you said that, I was like, oh, fuck. I could totally see them setting it up again. Now that you set that trap in my mind, I was like, is the same thing gonna happen?
No. This is a Gundam story. It's just that those two, and again, they don't follow the same path as like Kamen and Simone. Like
That's fine.
Orga's not going to eat shit in episode 7.
That's
They
what
were
I
both
mean.
there
That's
for,
what,
like, the
that's what I
intro
was
of the show.
terrified of. When they said...
No, it's just like, yeah, no, there are similarities.
Okay, that's fine then, because I was like, are they telling me that, like, because they just... Episode 6 is also where they do that scene where they hang out and chat, and they're like, hey, man, I heard you wanted to do a farm someday, and I'm like, oh my god, Orga's gonna fucking die, because they said it's like Gurren.
No. It's just that I see him as the leader of Team Gurren, or whatever the fuck
Okay,
they
that's
call
fine. I mean,
themselves in
he
the
is.
show.
He has the... Dude, that hair is like...
Oh, the hair is something else. He has anime
You mean all
protagonist
the hair?
Like, I
And,
kind of...
like, everyone's.
Yeah, but his is so much the one.
No, the little kid doesn't have
Yeah,
crazy hair.
no one else really has nearly
Tell
like...
me Cordelia doesn't have
Okay,
wild
Tyler,
hair?
she has a heart. She has heart hair, but like, yeah, I noticed that her hair is almost always a heart when it's down, and you see her from behind. But no, his thing is like the most impossible cool hairstyle I've ever seen in my life. It's pretty. I like it honestly. I think it's a cool looking thing. But yeah, Iron Blood Orphans. I keep meaning to sit down and watch more of it. But hey, I got started. I just got to keep going.
Oh my god, I forgot there's a character named Biscuit whose siblings' names are Cookie and Cracker
Cookie and
in that
Cracker.
show.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so dumb. It's great. Anything
And
else?
they all die. Just
Pla-
kidding. I don't know. I'm only on episode 5.
Playing video games, watching stuff. Anybody else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing a million video games.
That's true. Like what? Has the
Oh,
list
God.
changed?
Well, most of my attention right now is on Dragon Ball Fighters, but we completed our new game run of
Fuck
Dragon Ball.
Midir.
Dark Souls 3. Fuck Midir, anybody who plays Dark Souls 3. Midir is cancer, and you're not going to have a good time.
Just for those listening, so me and Aiden on Friday started doing some co-op of Dark Souls 3. Within a half hour, we had both summoned into each other's games to beat the Nameless King and Slave Knight Gale. I think we died one time. Didn't you die on Gale once?
We died on Gale one time. I died on Gale one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we go to do Midir, and it's like 2 hours later. Well, I'm going to go to bed. I can't handle my blood pressure being this high for this long. Fuck this game.
That was funny. I was there for that.
Tyler was watching a lot of that. And then the best part is the next morning, I got on with Tyler between live streaming and playing Magic, and I took one attempt solo, and I fucking got it.
Yo, the hype. Oh, Tyler, I did it!
So, okay. So it was pretty hype because I ran out of Estus, and he was charging up his strongest attack, and I was almost dead, and I chugged my one Divine Blessing, dodged his main attack 4 times, and then did a jumping attack on his head and killed him. And it was like an anime ending.
For anybody who's never played Dark Souls, you should play Dark Souls, and this is why.
So, of course, Sunday morning, me and Aiden did another 2 hours of co-op. We finally beat Midir, and then we started New Game Plus immediately. Because I've never done New
Yes.
Game Plus in Dark Souls 3, so...
Oh, New Game Plus is an adventure!
So we're working on it. I'm working ahead because Aiden's got his other games to play.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dragon Ball Fighters Season 3 released, so I'm gonna have less time for Dark Souls 3.
But it's okay. I'm getting a little burned out, so I'm probably going to switch to either finally playing Dishonored 2 or reinstalling Evil Within 2. So I'm not sure which yet.
Oh, you should play Dishonored 2.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm finally done. Someone else go, please. I'm talking way too much.
Yeah, I'm out. It's on YouTube, guys. Oh wait, no, you're talking about video games now.
Yeah, just everything.
I beat
Vidjagams.
Lighter.
Oh yeah, I watched Tyler play Store Game. Yay.
Yeah, store game. I make mad banks. I make fat rolls. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say that the ending was very
Yeah.
lackluster.
Woof. Although the
ga-
phrase "dimensional pirate" is Gurren Lagann level shit awesome.
Yes, it was. I still don't know how to feel about it, but I will say overall, it was definitely worth the $5 that I spent on it. I really liked it.
I wonder what was the thing? Oh yeah, we were both cracking up at the fact that the boss blinked out of reality every time you did him.
Oh my god, it was
Blinked out of
terrible.
reality.
So the final boss of that game has a phase change from like being a little robot that runs around to this giant monstrosity. And in the middle of the animation where he turns into the giant monstrosity from the robot, the entire model blinks out for like a quarter of a second, and it's totally noticeable. And it happens every time he did it. Like, Tyler, what did it take you? Like 5 attempts on the boss, maybe?
Not even.
Not even? Like 3
I
or
think it was
4?
like 3. It was like 3 or 4, I would say.
And every time he did the fight, okay, he's almost done transforming. The health bars appears and blink, and there he's back. It was like
Yeah,
they couldn't turn the animation into just the model, so they
Yeah,
blink it out of
so, like,
reality.
What happens is he like sheds the shell, and then he goes into the big thing, and it's supposed to be him breaking out of this container, this large container, but like the large container just kind of spins out, like it like breaks apart, and then the boss just appears. Like he doesn't grow or anything. There are no like additional frames. He just appears.
It was wild.
Sounds annoying.
Yeah. Still good though. Still good. I don't know if I would recommend it at full price. But then again, that full price is only $20. So it's not really that bad on or no, not like now that I'm thinking about it out loud. It's not that bad.
Moonlighter's a good game.
Yeah, it's fun.
Did you beat it, Aiden, or not yet?
Nah, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm on Dungeon 2 still,
Okay.
because I'm also playing 8 other things.
That's very true.
Because I'm a fucking savage.
I do want to get back into Modern Warfare though, and also Clone Hero. I've been having the itch to play Clone Hero. I don't know if I told you guys.
The hell's Clone Hero?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, so it's someone made like a mod, or they all right. So they pretty much remade Guitar Hero. These guys in Unity, and like people like upload charts and shit like that you can play on your computer and stuff. You can plug in.
Oh, I was gonna say, so you plug in a guitar?
Well, I plug in my old Guitar Hero controller, my
Cool.
old Xbox 360 Guitar Hero controller. That's like,
And that works? Wow, that's wild.
I hate saying this. It's like 13 years old, and it still works.
That's
But,
cool.
Yeah, so I've been playing it off and on, but I've been getting the itch to play it again. Like it comes in waves. Like I'll fucking play it like a week straight and then not touch it for a couple months.
Dude, you should seriously, like, if you were gonna do that, like, on a weekend or something, invite Val over, because she still talks about, we've talked since we've known you about you two having your duel in, like, Guitar Hero.
I know, but I feel bad because it wouldn't even be a competition.
I know it wouldn't, but
I
hey,
love
man,
Val,
she'd
but
have
it
fun.
really
She'd have
wouldn't.
fun, man. Come on.
She would have fun.
Look, everyone's
I'm
got to
not
have that.
doubting that.
Everyone always thinks they're really good at Smash Bros. Until that one day where they go over to their friend's house and they just get fucking bodied by their friend who actually plays
The
Smash.
phrase I've always heard for this is basement king. You're the king of your own basement.
Basement
Yes.
king.
That's a very
But
accurate
as soon as you
statement.
go anywhere real, you can't do anything.
Yeah, big fish in a small pond.
I want this shirt now.
I know, you're welcome.
But yeah, that's all I'm really playing in terms of games. Not really playing much. I've been wanting to get back into something serious. I thought Moonlighter might be a little longer, but then I ended up ramping with all that fucking gold at the end of the game, and I ended up maxing out everything way too soon, and I just kind of steamrolled that second half of the game.
Here's my recommendation, Tyler. You should go play Reciteer.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to look that up.
It's the same game, but with cute anime girls.
But it's also, it is a very different pacing though too.
How do you spell it?
RECE.
Yeah.
What?
Hold on, I have
got-
it
you-
in my.
you
No,
two
I
said
have it in my.
two different things.
No, we both said RECE.
Oh.
Hold up.
RECTTEAR.
Oh, here it is. An item shop's tale.
There you go.
That one.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
It's very anime, but it is also, it's very much in the same vein as Moonlighter, but the pacing is different, and I think you might enjoy it just a little bit more because it doesn't have the same ramp.
I'll put it this way: my brother hates anime and he loves this game.
It's got a free demo, so I'm gonna download it.
Yeah, you should play it. Let me know how you feel about it.
Okay, I will do that.
All right, because I'm about to buy it for you.
No,
as a
wait, no.
I look at the
No,
store.
wait,
I'm like,
no.
Two of your friends own this. My brother, I'm like, who else owns this? And I just see, oh, the Amazing Aids, of course. You're literally talking about it right now.
Wait, where is the demo? I don't see the demo. It said there's a demo for this.
Is there?
Oh,
There
whatever.
might not be. I don't know. It's a good game. Yeah, download demo. It's there's a download demo button. I don't know if it does anything, but it's there on Steam.
Am I retarded? Yeah, similar to games you've played, Moonlighter.
Yeah, it is. It's very much like Moonlighter, which is also a good game from what I've played. I haven't made it to the end, so I haven't experienced what Tyler has experienced, but Moonlighter, a good pickup if you can get it on sale.
Yeah. All right, yeah, no, that's all I'm doing for
Aiden?
games wise.
What are all the games?
Okay, so for this month, it's Dragon Ball Fighters, obviously, and I'm about to put hundreds of hours into that shit. I'm playing Rim World, the DLC of which also just released. The expansion, the royalty expansion just came out, where you can be a count in the Empire or a lord of the Empire, and just you are a god among men on a Rim World, and it's great. Recently just picked up Noita, which I'm having a rough time with. It's a roguelike. Haven't made it very far. It kind of gives me a vibe of Spelunky, which is good. Spelunky was a good game. Noita is like
Splunky.
Noita is a really cool, like, it's almost like do y'all remember that Flash game, that sand simulator game?
Oh, I'm unfamiliar.
Maybe if
Damn.
I saw it, but not by saying it.
Yeah, I'll have to like it's a very cool like pixel art physics simulation, kind of in the same sense of like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, where it's like grass and wood catch on fire, and like things that are poison are poison, and they poison things. Obviously, just like it's a cool physics simulation thing. Pretty neat. Monster Hunter World, still working on trying to kill Kieran, because Kieran is a fucking wall in every version of this game
Are you talking about
ever.
master rank or like tempered master rank?
No, it's just a regular master
Oh,
rank
goddamn.
Kieran.
Oh no, I'm not looking forward to this.
I hit Hunter rank 69, and they're like, go hunt this Kieran to unlock Rajang. So I'm fighting a hornless Kieran that is even worse than the high rank Kieran that you have
Oh,
to fight.
God. He already sucks. How do they make him worse?
He just does more damage.
Life
and
finds
he's
a way,
still
man.
Kieran. He's a now before he was a fucking angry unicorn, now he's a raging angry unicorn
Damn.
Oh god.
without a horn who wants to murder you. Dark Souls 3. Me and Tim have been playing Dark Souls 3. I kind of want to switch my character to my cleric build with my Crucifix of the Mad King. We'll see how that goes though. I gotta catch up a little bit, but
It's
New
fine.
Game Plus, let's go.
I mean, it's fun. I mostly wanted to do it because I want to finally build the Twin Prince's Greatsword, which I've never done before, because I was having fun with the big one, so.
We can do that, I
Trying to get
believe.
there. Yes, I will do it.
Dark Souls 3. I've been playing Temtem. Also, Temtem released their roadmap.
Oh, I saw they have an update queued for tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's a content patch or just a bug fix or something.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what they're doing tomorrow because I didn't see anything.
Oh wait,
about
maybe it was
that.
just Steam queued up my updates for tomorrow and it's not actually a content update. Yeah, no, this is just alright. Forget I said anything.
Yeah, so they're like adding player housing and ranked multiplayer and all sorts of other crazy shit to this game, and
God,
I'm
not the
super
leaderboard.
excited. There's gonna be a Temtem leaderboard.
Oh
Oh
jeez.
shit.
Oh, shit. The battle begins.
However,
Literally
the
Temtem Masters.
the balancing is not going to be done until all of the Gen 1 Temtem are released, and that's what they're going with right now.
Interesting. So they're going to use releasing of new Temtems as their balancing mechanism until they have to go back and rebalance them.
For the most part, they said that they're focusing on balancing like egregiously broken shit that are like just breaking the meta. But like they're not trying to make it a perfectly balanced game just yet. They want to
Gotcha.
release all of the Temtem first.
'Cause
Which I'm perfectly
otherwise they'll
okay
work
with.
to balance it, and then one of the new guys will just throw it all into chaos anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're going to need to bounce all of that shit off of the other Temtem, and it's going to be too much work, which is perfectly fair.
Yeah, this makes more sense.
So we're not going to see a truly balanced Temtem until version 1.0, which I'm okay with because Temtem is still a much better game than Pokemon, and I will maintain that until the end of my days.
Damn.
I mean, it sounds exciting to have a game that like is actively being worked on and everything.
Yeah, it does. Where they're like, oh, hey, we're going to make changes to these things, and these are the things that you can look forward to. Aha!
Hey, would you
Fuck
like
you,
a
Pokemon.
roadmap so you have an idea of what's coming down the pipeline? That's crazy.
Nah, we can't do that.
Speaking
We're
of roadmap, I just
Nintendo.
realized we literally never touched Anthem 2. Not on any episode of the
that's because
podcast.
Sorry, Anthem's not a real game.
Okay,
I
that's
heard
fair.
they
What is
missed the window of opportunity to do an anniversary event because they just forgot.
No, it's fine. We don't have to talk about it.
Wait. Here's the test. Who here has played Anthem?
No one. It's
I
fine.
own it
Wow.
because it came
Damn.
with my graphics card.
Ah!
Wow.
Yeah, see, that's it though.
Easy peasy.
I have not once played it though.
Well, you might get a good game for free if the rework is good.
I know, right? Like I when I saw the trails with all the flying mechanics, like this might be a fun game, but all the
I've
negative
ever
press
wanted
made
was
me
a
just not
fun
wanna do
Iron
it.
Man video game that's not a shitty movie
Basically.
tie-in, and they've always failed.
Yeah, I feel that. But
I
to
played that
finish
original
up my,
Xbox one, man. That
Let's
was-
have some fun.
To finish up my shit real quick, I've touched a little bit of Rocket League because Rocket League is still a good game. Easy to pick up, hard to master. Still working on Doom 2016 because I'm a fucking peasant. Still haven't beat that game. Moonlighter's a good game. Still working on Dungeon 2. And Code Vein. And I've played a few hours of Code Vein, but that's that. It's anime Dark Souls. And that's my week.
Nice. If that's everybody, then I guess we're done with the podcast. So we're gonna go so that Aiden can go play Fighterz and we can watch him
Hell
play
yeah.
Fighterz. Or actually, no, I lied. We'll watch Tyler. I don't know what you're gonna play, but we're gonna watch Aiden play Fighterz and Freeman's gonna play Monster Hunter, and
Maybe.
I'll probably just swap between
Ooh.
watching both.
Damn. Yo,
Tyler, what
why
are you
you
gonna
gotta
do?
tease me with that shit though?
Tyler, what are you gonna be playing or watching?
I said fuck it and bought Resist here.
There you go. Tyler's gonna be playing a new video game as well, so
Nice.
I'll have my pick of
Yeah.
live streams to watch. So thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back not next week. Actually, next week might be the Magic episode because Tyler's not gonna make it next week. We know already.
Yeah.
So
Okay, we'll probably do Magic then.
yeah, we might do our Oops All Magic episode because there's kind of stuff to talk about. But until next time, thank you all so much for listening. My name is Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Just Tyler.
Ooh woo. The
Oh,
amazing
God, oh my
AIDS.
god.
God, fuck you.
No, podcast canceled.
He's out of the group. I just kicked him out of the group.
Yeah, good. Fuck him.
Thanks for listening, everybody. That guy's never coming back as long as we live. But
Damn.
we'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.